Hey guys, thanks for tuning us in for this 68th episode of Good Questions with Cameron Dole, brought to you by our good friends at Smiley's Breezy Vapes. Special guests for this episode include actor Marcus Scribner, comedian and actress and game show host Brooke Burns, and independent country artist Jessta James. Of course, if you would, please take the time to subscribe, drop a like, leave a comment, some feedback, and share with your friends. Again, this episode brought to you by Smiley's Breezy Vapes at 313 Falcon Road. Check out their Red Basket specials on disposables, and if you ever have any questions, you can always give them a call or send a text at 580-471-VAPE. That's 580-471-VAPE, or visit them on Facebook or at smileysbreezyvapes.com. Our first guest, you know him from Blackish, also has a brand new movie. Today is available on video on demand and in theaters. Marcus Scribner. First off, great to visit with you, brother.
Yeah, great to talk to you as well, Cameron.
Now, Marcus, like we mentioned, everybody knows you from Blackish, and even won Best Supporting Actor in a Comedy at the Image Awards. And how cool is that to get to win awards on a role that you get to have such a blast playing in the first place?
It's amazing. It's definitely all been a learning experience that I've grown from over these past 7 years, and just getting to take it all in and just enjoy it as it comes has been a blessing. Obviously, being an actor has been my dream career for a while, so getting to step into new characters' shoes every single day and continue to play this character of Andre Jr. has been a lot of fun.
And we talked about the brand new movie that is in theaters and on VOD today. Farewell, Amor. Tell us about the new movie and how excited you are with it being release day.
Yeah, I'm super pumped today for Farewell, Amor, for everybody to be able to see it. We filmed this film about a year and a half ago, and it was just it was a great time filming. The story is extremely pertinent, and it's more important than it's ever been. It's about hope, it's about love, it's about loss, and it's about learning to love yourself again. And my character DJ throughout the film is the guiding force that kind of introduces our main character Sylvia to the United States and shows her what it's like to be a part of dance culture in New York. So getting to step into those shoes was a lot of fun, and it was a story that I was really excited to tell.
And what, especially in the year that we're having, Marcus, to be able to say that you've got a new project coming out, I mean, especially, like I said, in spite of the year that's been, I mean, how cool is that to be able to say that as well?
Yeah, I just feel unbelievably lucky. I know a lot of people haven't been able to go back to work, unfortunately, so I'm definitely counting my blessings and being able to release this film this year and hopefully instill a lot of hope in people, because this story, at the end of the day, is about hope. And I think that's what we all need during these difficult times, and looking towards the future and hopefully coming out of this pandemic unscathed and stronger than we were before. So it's just, I think it's a really lucky moment. It's like, wow, release day today, Friday, during a pandemic. And I'm really excited for everybody to get to check out the film finally.
And Marcus, as 2020, everybody's had to kind of look inward a bit more. And what has been your focus this year as you've had some extra time? What have you been focusing on personally?
I have been focusing on, currently I've been writing and producing and working on project. I've got a project I'm producing with Issa Rae currently. I've got a book that I'm adapting from Victoria Schwab, which I'm really excited about, and writing a couple of other projects that I'm working on with writers and producers, and continue to expand that aspect of my career, because I feel like, you know, we've been gifted with there's going to be no other time like this when we're able to sit around and just think and continue to process. So why not use it for something productive? Like, I'm not gonna make anybody feel bad. Like, I respect everybody who's out there playing video games and doing all those sorts of things, because that's what I love to do as well. So use your time how you will, but I'm thinking that this is just like an unprecedented time that will never happen again. So I'm utilizing it to continue to create and further my career behind the camera.
Now, Marcus, has this year made maybe your inspirations a little darker, or is it because of the darkness in the world? Has it maybe inspired you to be maybe brighter in your writings and inspirations this year?
Man, I think That's honestly a good question. I think definitely just reflective of. I feel like the best storytellers use what's going on around them as an inspiration. So definitely just trying to provide a lot of hope to people, because it's hard to be hopeful when we've been in a pandemic or we've been in lockdown for like a year now at this point. But just know that there are brighter days ahead. It's like, wow, I thought this was going to last for a couple of months, and now here we are. But as long as we all do our part, we wear masks, we stay inside, and we continue to social distance, we'll be all right. So I definitely would say my writing has gone towards more of a hopeful focus.
That's awesome. Of course, Marcus, the brand new movie Farewell, Amor in theaters on VOD. If folks want more information about that, about Blackish and everything else you've got going on social media wise, where's the best way for people to keep up with you, Marcus?
You guys can follow me or check me out on at Marcus Scribner on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And you can check out Farewell More in theaters now and on demand.
All right. Well, Marcus, always great to visit with you. Let's not make it so long between next time. Hopefully you have a happy holiday season and a happy new year, brother.
All right. You as well. Thanks, Cameron.
Again, thanks to our sponsor, Smiley's Breezy Vapes at 313 Falcon Road in Altus. You can visit them online, smileysbreezyvapes.com. Got a great selection of new hardware, plus the largest selection of disposable flavors in Southwest Oklahoma. And if you have a question or maybe you're wanting to upgrade, they have all of the knowledge and know-how to take care of you. From the novice to the vaping legends, like I like to say, Smiley's Breezy Vapes, 313 Falcon Road in Altus. Up next, actress and game show host. Got a brand new season of Masterminds on Game Show Network, airing Monday through Friday. Brooke Burns, our guest. Brooke, always great to visit with you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Now, Brooke, tell us, if folks haven't seen the previews, the trailers, a little bit about what Masterminds is all about.
Absolutely. It's a trivia show with the legendary Ken Jennings as one of our masterminds. We've got 3 masterminds that play against 3 contestants in multiple choice trivia, fill-in-the-blank trivia, and speed trivia. And then they can win up to $10,000 per show up to 3 times. And then if they do, then they can become a mastermind themselves.
Now, a question, you've been a host on many different game shows. My question is before going to hosting duties, were you like the ringer at the home games?
The ringer at the home game?
Yeah, were you like a ringer at get-togethers?
No, not really. It wasn't on my radar specifically to get into game show hosting way back in the day. But as I did, kind of fall into an open door, I have found a genuine love for it and really enjoy not only the format, but the people,
And we had the chance to talk with Muffy and Jonathan earlier this week. I mean, just the trivia experts. I mean, they've got great, amazing backstories as well. I mean, so many accomplishments that they've got as well.
Oh my gosh, so many. Yeah, Muffy, our historian, and also I've always said she could have an acting career herself. She's hysterical, very funny comedian. And Jonathan could be on like Dancing with the Stars or something. He's also beyond being very, very brilliant, a really good dancer. So we have a great time on the show. Yeah, it's trivia, it's smart, but it's also a lot of fun. They have great personalities.
So
that's why we chose them for the show.
Yeah, that's right. Now, when it comes down to it, I mean, contestants and the experts themselves, I mean, are they all basically gunning for Ken in the end? Is that basically what it's all about?
Well, there's a little bit of strategy that's involved in the game as well, and the buzzer rounds and what have you. So it's not just about outsmarting Ken Jennings. So that is, a giant goal for a lot of them, I think, to have bragging rights. Even if it's one question that they get right and Ken gets wrong, there's like celebrating happening on the stage, which, there should be. Obviously, he's the GOAT. He's the greatest of all time. It definitely earns you bragging rights if you can go home with that story, doesn't it?
Yeah, I know, right? Now, does working alongside these trivia experts that just seem to know so many things. I mean, is it hard to carry on a conversation, just a normal conversation, Brooke?
No, it's not. But what's hard to do is to break into the conversation that the three of them are having together, because it's like somebody says one fact and they're like, yes, but did you know that originally da-da-da-da-da? Yes, but did you know that it was in the 18th century that da-da-da-da-da? And his pet was, and I'm like, oh my Lord, okay, I'm going to get craft service.
Yeah. Anybody want a drink?
Yeah.
Now, Brooke,
cocktails.
how much different has it had to look this time around because of what 2020's become?
Oh, I think that, are you talking about this season?
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, every season, I think that a show goes on and grows into becomes better and better just based on the relationships of the people on the show. The trivia is always good. That's that's what we're offering. Obviously, that's what we want players at home to be yelling the answers at their TV screens. But the fun that we're having on the show really comes from the knowledge of one another. And so I think that's the best thing about this new season is that, we have a level of, being comfortable with one another now that, and we kind of know each other's strengths and weaknesses and how far we can go with the jabbing and the playful fun. So, and I think that translates and makes the show, it's a fast show too. I mean, it's quick, it's only a half hour. We shoot 6 shows a day and you get to know people pretty well with that amount of hours going into your workday every day.
That's awesome. Now, if folks want to find more information about the show and, of course, Brooke, everything else you've got going social media wise, what's the best way?
Sure. Well, obviously the show, you can go to gsn.com. Masterminds is on Monday through Friday at 4:00 Eastern. Just before that is The Chase, the other game show that I host for GSN. And then I have my Instagram at Brooke Burns 22, and you'll always hear about new updates and fun stuff there as well.
And it was last Monday that it premiered, wasn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes. You're a week behind. It
was a Monday.
Go together at this point.
Well, Brooke, it's always great to visit with you, ma'am. And hope you have a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, and we'll catch up again in the new year.
Same to you. Happy holidays and stay safe.
Again, this episode brought to you by Smiley's Breezy Vapes at 313 Falcon Road in Altus. Check them out online at smileysbreezyvapes.com or on Facebook. They've got red basket specials, especially during the holidays, on all kinds of merchandise. Check them out at 313 Falcon Road. They've got the largest selection of disposable flavors in Southwest Oklahoma. Call or text 580-471-VAPE. That's 580-471-8273. Our final guest on the podcast, I say friends of the show on a lot of folks, but not very many folks are as friendly of the show as this guy here, Jessta James. We go back a day or two, and Jessta, we've been trying to do this, I think, since I first launched the podcast. But great to have you on today, brother.
Hey, thanks so much. It's great to be here with you. And yeah, it sure has been a while. We've been friends, so it's good to finally do it.
Now, this year being unlike anything it is, and this is something we talk about, I think, in every interview that I've done for about the last 6 months, is how has the time away enabled you to kind of refocus, and maybe that's part of the new release and kind of the little new sound that you got, right?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I guess my evolution with this new sound that I am bringing has started before this whole COVID thing. I kind of was on this new journey, for a couple years now, is sonically. But this year, I guess, everybody has seen a lot of challenges with the live music scene. And for me, it really just gave me more time to focus and not be distracted with the live scene and really just dive into songwriting and just exploring, new territory.
And the video obviously was shot near home for you, and wide open spaces. That makes production a little easier, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, right now is kind of the only way to do it. but it matches the music well. And that new video that you're talking about for Haunted Highway was actually, part of it was shot here where I live in Montana. And then part of the driving scene, I wanted like a desert highway for that. So I went down to California and shot that down there.
Now, how has music evolved? I mean, when we first started getting together was with Back in the Day, and with the album that went along with that. And how has your sound changed? I know it's gone through several variations in those years in between. What caused the change, I guess, in your sound?
Well, I guess it goes back to the beginning for me. I actually started out in hip hop and in rap. I'm sure you're probably aware of that. And I didn't really have a background in music. I just loved music, and I liked writing songs. And so I started out in hip hop and rap and that side of things. And I went to California to go kind of get my feet wet in the industry. And, but I started to pair that music with country sounds because I was raised on country music, mostly the outlaw stuff, Hank and Waylon, or Hank Jr. and Waylon mostly. And so I wanted to incorporate those instruments with my music. And that's how Back in the Day and Time to Get Right, that whole album came to be. I worked with a producer out of Atlanta, Georgia, and he was more familiar with that realm, I guess, of music. So we took it to Nashville and recorded the album there. And that's when, when you heard that, I released a single to radio. And so at that time, it was still kind of a blend for me. It was my hip hop roots and music, paired with country instrumentation. And it was cool. It was different. I think it was a little bit ahead of the curve, a little bit ahead of its time when I first came out with that album in 2012. And so to answer your question, I guess it's evolved since then in many ways. It took me getting off the road and kind of just getting back to the basics and finding not only my singing, how to sing really, but my singing voice that's kind of signature. And so when that kind of just happened, it just happened very organically, and there wasn't anybody else around. And I just got this feeling, I was like, that's it, that's my sound. And so, it's kind of, I call it Montana outlaw.
And how cool is it to be able to be away and to watch the children grow and be there with family, and especially how much have you appreciated that downtime this year?
Yeah, I mean, for me, that's everything. I think when you and I met, I was in the full swing of things. I was on the road with like 15 people, and it was show after show after show and radio tours, and it was really busy. And of course, that's really exciting. But when my son and my daughter were born, Wyatt and Josie, I realized I didn't want to miss out on all the important stuff. So I kind of took a step back on purpose. So I didn't miss out on all the stuff that you can't get back, and so I've taken full advantage of that, and this year it's been great. I've got to go fishing, I think probably more than I should, and got to do a lot of hiking and just exploring. And so for me, it's been a blessing.
Now, how has watching the kids grow and yourself growing and maturing, how has that also added to the change in the songwriting and in the vision that you have for the music?
Well, I think that there's nothing cooler than watching your kids grow and experiencing all those things for the first time with them, and just to me, that's what life's all about. And so I guess for my music, it's really just matured, and progressed along with me kind of growing up and into that stage of my life. And so I think it bleeds into the music. And I think that it's real evident when you listen to that, you can feel it.
And how cool is it to have the backing of folks that have the great production skills that able to pull together the production like the Haunted Highway video and so many of the other video projects that you had with other releases?
Well, yeah, I mean, I've been extremely fortunate, extremely blessed to work with talented people on the music side as well as on the video side. And I've learned, I guess I've had an interest in the production side, and I've had an interest in the visual as well since day one. And so I've always been the kind to ask questions and to learn and to help out and dive in. And so all the new stuff that you see is actually my production. So I put together those videos, I produce them, and I work with a director that I'm extremely familiar with out of California. And he's got a company called Dark Knight Media, and we've worked together since I first started in 2010. But yeah, a lot of the stuff that you see on all my new videos, those are all Jessta James films.
That's awesome. I saw that, how it started out as a Jessta James film, and for you to diversify, has this year allowed you the time to delve in and get the know-how behind all the technology as well?
Yeah, it's been a progress, I guess, or a work in progress that started before this year, but it's yeah, I mean, I'm the kind of person that when I see a project, especially if I'm invested into it, if it's my own project and it really means something to me, I'll take the extra time. And that's probably the most important thing that I think I've learned this year, is that nobody will really give you and your project the attention that you can give yourself if you have the time to do it. You know, there's other artists out there that just, it's not feasible. They don't have the time to do it. But this year I've had the time to do it. So I was able to really, you know, kind of dial in things and learn as I go. So it's been a lot of fun.
Now, the latest single, what were your expectations going in, and so far, how have that expectations been met, or was it just kind of like you saw the numbers go up, you're like, yeah, that's what I get. I got this.
Well, to be completely transparent with you, I wanted to release the song back in right before Halloween. I thought it was just to match the Haunted Highway theme. And I wasn't really ready to do that yet. I didn't have all the things in place to be able to give it the marketing and the push and everything that it deserves. And so as a lot of artists, I'm sure, go through the same thing, you end up pushing it off and pumping the brakes and waiting until you have everything in place. And I just got to the point where, and a lot of it was just COVID and everything that was going on in the world right now. It's made things slower and it's a little harder to get things timed right. And so I just didn't want to wait anymore. My close friends, my family have heard the music and they were really excited about it. And everybody, of course, every time I talk to somebody, they're like, when's it coming out? When's it dropping? And I got really tired of saying later, soon, and so I just dropped it. And I didn't have everything in place. I didn't have everything I wanted to, as far as, the team behind me to market it. But the people latched onto it, and they've been responding to the song and the music better than any of my other releases, and a lot faster and a lot bigger. And so it was mind blowing to me, because I've been doing this a minute, I've been doing it a while and had a bunch of different approaches. So to see people connect with the music and the vibe of the music, and I think it's just doing what it's going to do, and people are sharing it with a lot of friends. So I'm grateful.
What is it that keeps the drive, keeps that fire each day? I mean, you've got a fire like not many I've seen out there, and that fire, I've never seen that fire get softer or anything like that. What keeps that drive alive every day for you?
Well, first of all, you know me, I'm a very spiritual person. I give all my credit, all the glory goes to God. Without him, none of this would be possible for me. I just get to kind of enjoy the experience and enjoy the ride. But to answer your question specifically, I mean, there's been times, I'm sure many, many artists out there are like, well, I've done this and I'm over this part of it. And, I felt that there was times where I wasn't sure if I was going to continue making music, and more about wanting to pursue other things as well. But I guess if it's in you, you really can't hang it up. I mean, I've tried, but at times, and I'm glad I didn't. There's something really rewarding about the songwriting process. That's the fun part for me, is writing the songs in the creative mode. But there's something else that happens when you see other people connect with your music, especially what I've seen, this past week, people that have never seen my live show, never heard of me before, definitely never heard the music. And and then all of a sudden they connect with it, and they're sharing stories with me and how what the song means to them, and they're, I'm downloading this, and this is on my new soundtrack for my Harley riding trips, and people are they're making it a part of their life. And so I think just the combination of those things is creating, and then seeing where the rubber meets the road when people hear the music for the first time. I think it just fuels something. It's something that nothing else that I've done in my life quite compares with.
And I think that's something I've always noticed about you too, is the personal connection that you get with, whether it's at a concert, whether it's in a visit. I mean, every time we've had a visit, I always get response. Every single time we've ever had a visit and I've shared it, it always gets a response. And how cool is it for you to know that you have that kind of effect on listeners, or even just folks you come in contact with in your everyday life?
Well, I would say that's amazing. And I never really quite look at it like that. I mean, to me, I'm just a dad, I'm a husband, I like to make music. And so to hear, things like that from people is it's inspiring.
Now, if folks want to find out more about, they can find the video obviously on YouTube. You got a YouTube, Vivo, all that kind of stuff. Where's the best place to find the music, the videos, any of that stuff?
Yeah, I mean, it's 2020, so there's a gazillion places you can find the music. I say anywhere where digital music is sold or played, all the major platforms, of course. The big thing now, as you know, is streaming. So Spotify, Amazon, Apple Music, a lot of people consume the music that way. YouTube, the videos on there. And you can always go to my website, JestaJames.com, and that has everything that you'll need, concerning me and my music.
All right. Well, Jessta, it is always great to visit. Well, we visit all the time, but we haven't visited over the airwaves in a while. So
officially, that's right.
That's right. Well, great to visit with you again. Continued success, and we look forward to talking again in the new year.
We will. And so before I let you go, I'll let you give you a little piece of the upcoming stuff that's coming out. This new song, Haunted Highway, is the first of 6 new music videos that'll be coming out over the next 5 months.
Wow.
So we're going to be putting out a lot of content. They're going to be released as singles, but at the end of this, about 6 months, they're going to be packaged with some new music, and then it'll be released as an album. So, hopefully you and I will get to chat a little bit more with the upcoming releases as well.
Okay. Well, awesome. That's exciting news. And like I said, all your productions are always great. The Back in the Day, still one of my favorite videos of all time.
Well, that was a fun one. All right, Cameron, I appreciate it.
Thanks again for joining us for this 68th episode of Good Questions with Cameron Dole, brought to you by our friends at Smiley's Breezy Vapes. If you ever have a comment, question, or anything else you'd like to know, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, all at GQ with Cam. If you'd like to help out in the funding for this podcast, feel free to click the support tab and follow the instructions. If you have a special guest idea, email me, gqwithcam@gmail.com. Well, I hope you guys have a great weekend. We're going to let our good friend Brandon Allen play us out. We'll be back with episode 69 coming up on Monday.